Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla Semi Advocate, and things are getting exciting over at Giga Semi. 5 or more Kuka robots have been spotted, as you just saw, and it was inside this left window on the western edge of the perimeter of the factory where they were seen going through a calibration testing cycle. So Kuka is a German-based global leader in industrial robotics and automation, founded, in 1898. In any event, it is prevalent in many Tesla assembly gigafactories, and about 5 of them were spotted. And towards the end of the video, we'll zero in on them actually moving and going through a calibration / testing cycle, I believe, and more about Kuka as we get to that. So this is the stamping sections, and this is where both sheet metal will be stamped into the component pieces for the cab, doors, etc., and they will move up this line towards those robots, where the robots will assemble them into the body in white shell of the Tesla Semi. Next to it will probably be the doors and other component pieces, and then to the right of that will be the Tesla Semi frame, heavy gauge frame pieces for the frame rails being stamped and moved up the line. Left, where we see those Kuka robots, and then the beginning of the body in white line starts right there. And then I believe it will track backwards, follow the Geico paint equipment, and it will proceed back towards the stamping press and get painted, and then move over to the final assembly line. And I believe component parts will come in from the right or the south. And then the Tesla Semi will proceed up towards the east as the drone is flying. And my current speculation is that HVAC equipment right there on the left maybe is related to the fiberglass fairing manufacturing, because you could see where they would put the fairing, either tall or short, on it as one of the last pieces. And I think there's just 18 bolts that hold that fairing on, and they can remove them for transportation. And I've seen where they've delivered, if they've put a Tesla Semi on a flatbed to deliver to the testing grounds in Alaska, they actually take the fairing off and put it behind the Tesla Semi or have it delivered separately. So we're going to take a look inside, starting with the north end of the factory. And the real exciting stuff, there's going to be a lot of viewers who can make more sense out of what we're seeing in here. But what I'm seeing are a lot of those crates that were outside and been brought in. The blue or the orange wrapping has been removed, and there's still quite a bit of assembly to do. Or fitting out of this equipment. I see a lot of empty space. But anyway, this is where I see the Tesla Semi will move the same direction down the line that the drone is now flying. So I do focus in with my 9x zoom on peering into the windows, because the outside of the Semi factory is complete, and there's no point flying around the outside of the factory. And basically, our sport for the last few months has been looking at equipment being delivered and how fast it's brought in. And now we get a look inside. And one thing that crossed my mind is if you look back at when they were putting in the columns, you could tell a lot by, or an educated person who knows about factory construction related to vehicle assembly could tell a lot by the size of the columns. And this area had big columns, and the area where those robots are, that corner, section A, actually had the smallest columns of all, which I thought was interesting. And apparently those robots obviously don't create a lot of vibration, and they just need to be protected. So that is the least robust columns and beams in the entire factory. This section you can't see much in there because I don't think it's lighted. I think over this corner, which is the northeast corner, is not lit up, probably indicating no particular activity there at the moment. All of these receiving doors are covered up with trailers holding assembly equipment, no doubt, and probably some supplier parts. As we know, the ramp of the assembly of the semi factory to be able to produce 50,000, a run rate of 50,000 semis per year, I posted yesterday that in 3 years we're projected to see over 100,000 Tesla semis on the road, and boy, was there a lot of haters, and I get it, but my big response is the Cybertruck is not a corollary or is a false equivalency, and I would say the best scenario would be to look to the Model Y ramp in all three factories, in Texas, in Germany, and in China, and look at how quickly they were able to ramp those up. And this hopefully will have a similar ramp speed, just with much larger parts and a much larger vehicle coming out at the end. But I do get the 2 weeks failed promises. I've also gone on record as saying I don't think Dan Priestley is a pump type of a person. I believe, based on my limited knowledge of Dan, that he is more of an under-promise and over-deliver kind of guy. And so I hang my hat on both Dan Priestley's leadership and the fact that Tesla knows how to stand up assembly lines. And this vehicle, unlike the Cybertruck or any other vehicle, is not a consumer vehicle. It is a commercial vehicle, and we've already seen in tremendous interest, and many logistics companies have reported that they are, in fact, getting amazing efficiency out of this vehicle. And I think it'll be a race to have as many of these Tesla semis and other EV semis and Class 8 semis capable of 82,000 gross vehicle weight rating. Also, I remember my first video of the Tesla semi going up the Donner Pass grade, blowing by other diesels, and that's one of the strengths of this. The Tesla semi can maintain highway legal speed, which is 55 or 65 or 70, up any grade in the country. No more getting behind a slow-moving semi going up a grade with its flashers on because it can't pull 45 miles per hour. And also, even worse, trying to pass a slow-moving semi, trying to pass one that's going 3 miles an hour slower, blocking both lanes of traffic, and then they play hopscotch because they speed down the hill and then go slow up the hill where the Tesla Semi will maintain constant rate of speed and use regen going down the hill rather than heating up their brakes and potentially having to use those emergency ramps. It will use that mass, that kinetic energy, to regen energy back into the batteries. Okay, here we go. Here's the big show. We're coming up to the far northwest corner of the building, and I still have no idea what I'm going to see. So far, it's been a little bit boring, interesting stuff, but nothing earth-shattering until, and by the way, there's a couple of Kuka robots right there, I believe. Those are not the ones that were animated. And here we go. Check this out. Again, I'm wondering if they're going to name these robots after the unlike in Fremont, they named them after Transformers. And it would make sense for them to name them, to come up with some kind of naming convention here. Here they are, actually articulating and moving pretty fast. I'll stop talking and we'll just take a look. These are heavy-duty, 6-axis industrial arm robots used for tasks like welding, material handling, and assembly in automotive lines. Tesla's deployed thousands of them across factories, and these 5 indicate that we're making progress on this. The cost of these robots is typically from $25,000 to $150,000 each. The heavy-duty models fall in the $100,000 to $250,000 price range. This is just the base cost. Full system cost, including controllers, end effectors, grippers, software integration, and safety setup, can double or triple that. So this is no small investment. Right there on the left, inside that protective grid, is where the Tesla Semi will come to life, and the body in white will be assembled and welded, and then move down the line, take a right turn, and go through the paint process. Before being mated up with the frame, and then the battery and axles will be brought in, the electrical components, harnesses, and many parts that it shares in common with the rest of the Teslas, like the HVAC and the screens. This is the American flag blowing in the wind as a symbol of USA manufacturing, with Gigafactory 1 in the background. Thank you for joining, and we're on the move.